Loretta is going to show us how to install this partition. In order to put this partition across, you need this special tool. As you go through the door into the kitchen, it's the tall cupboard on the right, which has double doors beside the first aid cabinet. So Loretta's going to start with this first door and pull it away slightly from the stack. Just to notice that if you catch this door with your hands wide like that, there's a risk you'll catch it on the floor. So once we get the door free from the stack, we get behind it and push from the very middle. When we get over here, we turn the panel so that this sticker and the little guide at the bottom of the door is facing towards the opposing wall, and that is to guide it into place in the correct direction. The guide on the door looks like this. Now Loretta's putting this into place. When you're pushing each panel in, make sure to push it really tight, because if you don't, you'll have difficulty a little bit later on. It's in place. We now take the tool and insert it into its little socket, and we turn it anti-clockwise. And as it clicks like that, that drops a little flap onto the floor, which locks the door in position and also stops noise seeping underneath the door. So we now go to the next one. Now we're going to the second panel with exactly the same process, and the yellow sticker goes towards the wall every time. And so the process continues until we come to the door section. If it doesn't quite line up, you do not push the one that's already in place. You move the one she's bringing across until it fits into the slot on the other one. And again, there's the little guide on the door to guide into position. Now, having guided this one into position, when we go to lock it, there's a ring on the floor, and the centre of the door must be directly over that ring. That is for the purpose of locking the door section. And now we come to the door section. We bring it along so that the guide lines it up to the previous section. And again, before we lock this, we must make sure that the centre of the door is directly over the other ring on the floor. This is so that the door frame section can be locked in position to stop it moving as the door is used. Also, you cannot unlock the door until this has been done. On the ground is the threshold. That is the purpose of the two rings in the floor. That has to lock on each side in order to make the door frame stable. Now we come to the last section, which again follows the procedure for the previous ones, where the yellow sticker goes towards the wall at the other side. We line it up in position, and then we get the tool to expand the short piece to the other wall. And again, the hole in this case is not in the centre of the door, it's on the side. And this may be a little bit difficult, because as you are turning the tool, you have to try and keep the door in position at the same time, which is not quite so easy. And if there are two people to help with this, it does work better. With the tool for locking the panels in place, you turn anti-clockwise. And when it comes to putting the panels away, you turn clockwise. Now we're going to put this partition away. The first thing we need to make sure is that the door is locked. Then we do everything pretty well in reverse, but there are a few little differences. So that one is an exact reverse process, as is the next section. We now see that the door threshold that we demonstrated earlier has been taken up into that door and taken away with it. This tool now needs a 2-action movement to get the door released. If you don't do the second part of it, the rubber flap will stay on the floor and will make it very difficult to move the door. So you must move the second part to lift that rubber flap completely off the ground, and then the door will slide freely. And so we remove them one by one back to their stacked position. Again, remembering to push from the centre of the door, not catching at the 2 sides. Unless you think you've seen everything, there is one further small action at the end, so please go to the end to see that. Please remember to put the tool back in its place, otherwise the next person will not be able to find it.